Okay, Chinese food is all about the preparation. First, I'm going to use chicken thigh. I prefer using chicken thigh than chicken breast for almost all my chicken dishes. And you just want to cut the chicken in little strips like this. The other thing I did before I started making this video is I cut my knife with this sharpener so that it's good to go. I mean, you want to have a really, really sharp knife so you can get done as quickly as possible with the chicken. Okay, I cut up all the chicken into thin slices. You want the chicken to be kind of like little slices because the bean sprouts are little slices also. And I use chicken thigh. You can use chicken breast if you like, but that's what I like to use. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the sauce and the marinade for the chicken. This is probably the most important part of and the key is that you put in roughly, and I don't measure a lot, but roughly put in like 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and I put in 1 tablespoon of cooking wine. I just use mainly a dry white table wine, just a cheap white table wine. And then I like to put in quite a bit of, this is the most important thing, is to put in quite a bit of cornstarch. And this is what determines the thickness of the sauce at the end, because the marinade also becomes a sauce. And then I'm going to put in some MSG. And some people do this differently, but the right way to do this, I think, is then to mix this all together, which I'm going to do now. You can see it's going to turn out a little bit thick because I have so much cornstarch in there. Now that I got all that together, now I'm going to marinate it and put all this together. And let that sit like 15 minutes while I go and cut up everything else. I cut the green onions, and the way I do it is first you wash it to get off the dirt, and then you go ahead and cut off the little roots, and then you cut it right there at the whites, and then you want to cut these all in half. Cut like this, because this is really the thick part of the onions, and you just chop them up like this. Okay. In order to start now, I put the fire on high heat, and now you can see here that the beef is now marinated for about 15 minutes, and then I have chopped ginger. I have really finely chopped here. Some people say to bake it bigger so you can pick the pieces out, but I don't like ginger, so I like it mixed in. They have a lot of chopped green onions, and then I have cilantro, and then I have a big bag of bean sprouts. Okay, I usually use any kind of oil. Some people say to use peanut oil with Chinese food, but I use any. Right now we're using canola oil, but I'll use sunflower oil or vegetable oil or any kind of oil. And you want the oil really hot. I mean, you can actually turn on the fire and just leave it that way. Sometimes smoke is coming out of it, but you want to make it really hot. And then first thing you do is you want to throw in some of the ginger and a lot of the green onions. You want to mix it up. Sometimes when it's really hot, it's really important to mix it, or else the ginger and the green onions will burn. Right now it's not really hot, so we don't have to worry about that. So you want to stir fry it for at least 34 seconds, make sure all the flavors are getting inside of the oil. Okay, and once it's like that, now we'll put in bean sprouts. And bean sprouts are almost all water, and so they're going to shrink And the key is to get everything really mixed up together. Beef stuff don't really burn. So the key thing is just to mix it all together and let it all cook together for a little while. Get all that ginger flavor, and green onions, and oil. You want to put it on a side, so just put it on the side like this. Turn it on the other side. Put it on the side on a serving plate. Then you put in some more oil. Put in some more oil. And let it heat up. Once the pan is hot, you usually don't need that much time for the oil to heat up, maybe only a minute. Okay, now mix up a little bit the sauce and the chicken, and you want to throw it in. And this is the most important phase of getting right. Key thing at this point is you want to get the consistency right. I intentionally put in extra cornstarch so you can see right now that it's kind of pasty. And therefore, what I do is when I'm cooking this, I throw in some more extra cooking wine to get it so it's the right consistency. So, because you don't want it pasty, you want it kind of like a little liquid, so that the sauce is sticking to the chicken also, and it will form the sauce that you want. That will also go into the. See, now you can see that there's quite a bit of sauce there with it. It's nice wine sauce. Put in a little bit more wine. I don't want to put too much more in, but that looks good. And then you cook that. Keep on stirring it until all the chicken is cooked. Use a little bit more wine. Actually, I'll put a little bit of soy sauce. See that it has nice sauce that's coming out. You can see it looks almost like in a little kind of thick soup. That looks just about right. Now that it's all cooked, then you just add back in. And the only thing you need to do is mix it all together. Everything's already cooked now, so it's just kind of mixing the tastes together. Get it so the sauce is pretty much touching every single bean sprout. That looks just about right. And then over there on the other side. And then you just put it onto the serving plate like this. It's not really good. Then just you put on top some cilantro, and you're done. Bring the front.